look, we've got a thing. Now we should see like my ugly mug popping up shortly on the stream, because it looks like that's what's there. Oh, look, there's a chat board. Let's make the chat board go away because it's kind of obnoxious. So we'll do that. And then I don't know. I just slapped this together, so we'll see what happens. And playing around with sizes a little bit. But there's a thing. Just kind of still getting things together. We could start things a little early, I suppose. I think it says it's 6:53. Right there. Is my clock off? My clock has not.
What is the
Well, that says 7:03.
I was gonna ask Zach, but he got away from us.
Yeah, he ran to the bathroom. Right. Well, my desktop has stopped responding. It looks like.
What time was the 2 clocks set?
7:04, 7:05.
Cool. My computer clock has stopped responding. Isn't that awesome? Okay. Well, that's fun. Okay, so we're gonna do some blueprints bingo, which will be interesting because we've already gone through the whole thing. And we have, well, let's see, we've done, let's see, I'm going to pull the checker off of that. I'm wondering if that'll make some weird sounds if we're hearing it from there and it's going out to YouTube. I don't know. But we think we've played the whole game. How can you say how far we've gotten without doing spoilers? Okay, yeah, we've gotten everything that the Steam guide says there is. We have some soup that made, lovely way made.
It's very good.
God, it is.
I
That is very hot. So, welcome to Blueprints Bingo. So, we're going to play a mode that the Games Done Quick guys came up with, which is where there's a bingo board that kind of has a bunch of objectives to it. And the idea is that when you do one of those things in the game, then you get to mark off like one of the squares. And kind of like the way Blueprints works, this is the map to the mansion, and you're kind of navigating all your way trying to get up to the antechamber. And in Blueprints Bingo, you want to like find a path to the goal. And if we can do that, then we quote win. Now, given that we've already played this huge thing, we're going to start over with a brand new game. Question, answer.
when you're moving the mouse there, it's on the screen. When you look like
Yeah.
your computer was over the screen.
Yeah. Well, I'm now over on the game. So we're in here. And Kari's gonna have to tell me if there's anything to deal with in chat. And we don't have the other mic up because the client broke, so shouldn't be able to hear you guys over there very well. They'll come as like background chatter, maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Thus far, I haven't been able to.
Okay. Do you have like your headphones in or something? So are you hearing me on a time delay?
Yeah. About 25 seconds.
Cool. Okay. Hopefully the video is okay. Okay. So we'll see how it goes. And you can see my ugly mug, because that's kind of a thing in these sorts of things. So we're going to start a brand new game. A new save file. And Zach was asking if we want to do V mode,
Yeah, yeah.
which is veteran mode, and you have to open like what 3 doors within 20 seconds or something. Yeah, so if we draft 3 rooms in the first 30 seconds, then it thinks that we know what we're doing, and so it treats us like we've already been through a whole bunch of times, and it unlocks a bunch of like rooms to draft and stuff. So. But I don't think it moves the actual clock. It just treats it as if you've done better. Because it's still day 1, day 2, day 3.
Yeah.
It just says, oh, you must know what you're doing. So yeah, we can try. I guess that's going to mean for the first 3 rooms, we just like draft and run, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Right. So, and this is a new board. So do we want to look at the board before we go into bingo? Because if we start BQuest mode and then we look at the board, we're not going to hit this veteran thing.
Yeah.
So, so if we look down here, got what? It's a weird spot for an Ezra cutscene. Alzera, yeah. So they've got like a fortune teller guy, a la the movie Big, in here somewhere. And so that's like watching one of his prophecies. That's reading a book. Open the West Gate, which I'm not going to say what it is because spoilers. And the Orchard Gate, same thing. And hell, for that matter, I don't even remember the code to some of these. So. So our resident historian has got a whole bunch of notes about this. Spend 30 seconds in the lavatory. So one of the things, I don't know if anybody's played this by now, if there's anybody even watching this, but red rooms are generally bad. The lavatory is a red room. It's a dead end room. I don't really know what's so bad about it other than it's a dead end.
There's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing in it. It's just, but this is spend 30 seconds in there, okay? Gain 20 steps in the dining room, so that's like eat something. End with 8 or more dead ends. End with a live animal. Draft a donut. So it took us a while to figure out what draft a donut means. That basically means like in the house, if you draft a bunch of rooms like this with a hole in the middle, that's what they mean by drafting a donut. So we watched a 2-person race of Blueprints BQuest Bingo on the GDQ thing this summer. It was pretty cool. It was 2 veteran players, and they were trying to see who could get to the top first. So you would find it hard to think that it was like exciting to watch, but it actually was. It's pretty cool. So let's see. Retrieve key after checking overnight. Oh, coat check. Yeah, okay. Right. So, do we want to explain what pancake is, you think? So, this is another one like a donut, but a pancake would be like all 5 rooms on rank 1. That's 1 pancake. If we had all 5 rooms in 3 ranks, that's a short stack. And then if you did 5, that would be a full stack. So they have some goals in here. We're doing 1 rank, 2 ranks, 3 ranks, 4 and 5. I think that's the only other weird one that they have. And then re-roll a draft 4 times. 4 security doors, elevator. So basically, we want to try to like figure out a way to get up and make our way, say, to the goal. That's what we're trying to do. So, oh, and I just noticed like when I right click, I get something in the corner, but my eyes are too bad to see what that is. Just a circle. Okay, I don't know what that's for, but it's interesting. the website that details this thing actually doesn't quite detail it. So, all right, so we're going to go on with this, and then I'm going to trust that Amanda or Zach or Kari, when we hit one of these things, they're going to tell me about it. All right. So bequest mode. So I'm just going to drop the first 3 rooms and call it good. And not go in them. I think I'll just do west, north, and east.
Yeah, there's massive on sleep. That's
Yeah, but we'll get into the once we get to the house. So here it comes.
you have to click the blueprints itself. Don't know where they are. You know where the blueprints. Something on the table.
Yeah, they're just sitting on the table. I'm gonna let this whole thing play just because, you know. And I'm gonna go refill my water. Don't be.
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones,
That's us.
my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in, and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
Alright, how's the audio with the game?
And bequest is contingent on my aforementioned
You're not hearing echo?
discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate.
I'm just wondering if that is coming through the mic and then going back.
Kept a secret from
Okay.
all the staff and servants of the manor. But that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew
Cool.
fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then his gift shall lapse.
Oh, you're our one concurrent viewer.
I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993.
There's a lot more soup I just
Sinclair.
didn't fill on the super full.
Cool, thank you. The game is a lot less ominous than the music makes it sound. All right. Okay. Yep. And so here we are entering the mansion. There's 14-year-old Simon. Coming, grabbing. And we have blueprints. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Now we're going to come over here. We're going to open a door. We're going to pick one of these. I'll explain a bit later, but we want to get our veteran mode going. Like that. That seems good. And we'll come here and let's do no. No. Oh. So now we should be in veterans mode because we opened 3 doors within 30 seconds, which is not documented anywhere. That we got from an interview that we watched from the creator. But basically with this game, there's so much in here. It's crazy. We're going to try to talk about stuff as we go through it. But, like, for example, almost every room has got 2 pictures in them. We'll deal with that in a minute. Let's see. Should we talk about the last will? And let's look at this. Open only in the event of my death. Simon, Welcome to Mount Holland. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. Oops. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate, and you may not stay overnight. So this is pretty much just giving the definition of the roguelike. So every day you pretty much start fresh. And except for, the exceptions, you won't get to take tools and items from one day to the other. But of course, like any rule, that can be broken. So let's see. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself. But it's very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the success of the previous day. One final word of advice. Do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me home for the last half-century, and I'm uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, don't go where the path leads, abandon the path, and go where you want it to lead. With all my love and wishes, best of luck, Herbert S. St. Clair. So he's the guy that, owned the estate. He's recently croaked, and he's decided to hand off the estate to you, a 14-year-old kid, bypassing your dad. Well, I don't know. I mean, you saw that he was a young kid walking up.
Well, Dad's not fond of him. Dad.
Still. Okay. So, when we drafted over here, we drafted a hallway. And then here we drafted the den. And here we drafted the nook. What?
An early gem would not suck.
Right. And so this is our map. And so the entrance hall always is here. And the antechamber is always up here. It's so weird to see it so blank, isn't it? And what we got to do is we've got to draft a path to get up to the antechamber. And we're trying to find the mysterious room 46. So this is 5 rooms with 9 ranks, makes 45 rooms. And then there's a hidden room 46. And we quote, don't know where it is. So other things of note in this game that we know because we played it is the first 3 ranks doors are not locked. But once you go into rank 4 and above, you get a higher chance of rooms being locked. They also have something called security doors, which are basically card swipe doors. And there's a higher chance of hitting those the higher up in the house you get. And there's lots of different room types that you can draft. There's other ones that you have to unlock that they aren't available to start with. And we're just going to run through this and see what we hit over here in the bingo card. So, so what do you think, guys? Should I go west or east to start with? Or should I even go north?
That one should be good one. I go with jam.
Okay, do we know if we're going to have a jam in here still?
Yeah.
Well, I know, but I didn't remember if that was an upgrade or not. So now we have a gem. Gems are useful because you can use them. Sometimes drafting a room requires 1 or more gems. So those can be very useful. Also, there's so much to keep an eye on in each of these places. And then let's see, we've got a bridge. We got a picture of a bridge and a picture of a bride. Now this is a puzzle. And that right there is bridge minus bride gives us the letter G. So in this particular room, in this particular spot, this represents the letter G, and that will mean something later. But yeah, Bridge and Bride.
Yeah, no, he's speaking different groups. Are we in the same boat?
Yeah.
We're in Bequest, yeah.
Yeah, that would be 8. Yeah,
Yeah. So, also note, whenever you see a clock, asterisk, just about every time you see a clock, it's showing you the actual time in game. We entered the mansion at 8 o'clock. And it's like 8 minutes or something goes by for every an hour in game takes 8 minutes of real time. So we've already been fussing around for almost 8 minutes. Okay. So there was the entrance hall. And you notice our step counter is down by 1. That's because we went from the entrance hall here. Every room you enter takes a step. So we went in here, we got a thing. I'm going to go east. So when I open the door, I get a choice of 3 rooms. One of the things that we want is we want to be able to progress both east and west and north. So early on, you want to try to make sure you get as many different ways to go as possible. If I were to pick the pantry, it would line up with the nook, but then we'd be stuck. But unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of choices here. This looks horrible.
Always good. The parlor goes up.
Yeah, it blocks off the nook, but that's okay. So I think I'll go down into the nook to get whatever might be in there for now. So we'll grab that key. And now, oh look, there is no way forward there. So I'm going to go over to the hallway. No, maybe. Oh, but there is a red letter. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. Oh, we trust that inherently, don't we? Yeah, they just happen to be red. We don't have anything on the bingo card about reading any red notes, do we? It looks like I'm going to pick that bedroom and go up. There. Hey, ooh, we have a chest. So, oh, and then you got to be careful because there's you can find stuff everywhere. Not that this is really a clue, I don't think, but it just tells you where you are. I might, but then I might not. So, keys do 2 things. They open doors. Well, 3 things. Doors, chests, and lockers. Lockers we'll get to later. But yeah, let's go ahead and open that. Why not? So we'll use the key, see what's in the chest. Oh, we got 2 keys, so it paid for itself. All right. And now we have like mountains. There's a hat. No, that's a dessert. So a dessert and a desert. So difference between those two is an S. So that would put an S right here. Again, we're kind of playing bingo, so we're not really going for as many of the puzzles this time around. But so there's a gem requirement. I think the billiard room would be good.
Yeah, we need 10 or more stars. So, am I not supposed to be vertical now? Because that would allow us to start our stars and add the burning before.
That's true. I don't know how well Zach could be heard, but he's saying that if we do the observatory, it would add the planetarium to we could add the planetarium to the pool because it's hidden in there. and we could start upping our star count for. I don't know where it is.
It's
6-3?
yeah,
Right there.
6-3.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's do the observatory. So there's all kinds of stuff hidden in this place. All over. First of all, we got this book over here. The Fixed Stars. The Stargazer's Companion to Constellations by Richard Witt. Fen Aries, Bird and Sons Publishing, 1809. So this book contains a complete starbase, a list of, well, I don't know how complete it is, a list of constellations, and the observed effects that accompany the appearance of each one. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible, sometimes more than one on a single day. This book, a solid base for astronomy, will help you easily identify these constellations, impress your friends, and discover the joy of stargazing. So basically, every time you draft an observatory, your star count goes up by 1. And when you look through the telescope, you can then see these different constellations. And each constellation does something for you in game. So like when we look at this, we'll get a gold, which is another currency in the game. The second time, we will see the twins, and that will put 2 trunks in the entry hall. Slice will give us some steps. This one gives us a gem. The Southern Cross makes rooms with 4 doors like show up more often to be picked from. That can be both good and bad. Farmer's Apple. So there's also fruit in the house, like apples, oranges, and bananas, and oh, there's also turnips. But those all give steps to like let you go further. And this Farmer's Apple makes steps. The steps from apples, you get more. Mm-hmm. The steps from apples. The key, and then Diamondus Major, 5 gems. And then this guy right here, we tend not to click on him because he makes dead ends show up a lot, and that tends to like screw up your run. It can be useful when you're trying to do a lottery. Is it a lottery or sweepstakes? Sweepstakes.
And there it is one of the planets on there.
Oh, is it get X number of dead ends? So we will probably use him at some point. The sale, when you go into shops where you can buy stuff, because yes, there are shops in this game. This will make things cost less. This right here makes flowers show up in green rooms. Green rooms are like a gardening room. And they have gems in the center of them. And that's the last for the book. Alright, well let's see here. Let's whip this around to start with. Let's see, should we start it right there on the end? Or do we have to turn it all the way around to be able to rotate it up, don't we?
But you could also get the secret out of it.
Well, that's what I want to do, but I think I have to roll it this way first. One more. Is that enough, you think? I don't remember if that's enough. Let's find out. I don't know if I can reach it either. Oh, we want it down.
Looks like it's maybe becomes one bit closer.
Yeah. And we'll come down because those doors we want to open. There we go. so then we'll come up here. I can't believe how long it took us originally to find this. We open that, and now there is a new card that we can put in the drafting pool. Yes, please. So we'll take that. We'll move that up. And then we will point it out the window. I think I gotta make it go up one more. Yeah. I do, but if I go over one more, I think I'm gonna hit that. So I'm gonna go up first. There we go. I want to jump. It won't let me jump. Yeah, jumping is not a thing in this game, except for one thing that Carissa found. Yeah, I thought you found it too. Okay, so now that we're pointing out there, now we should be able to look out the telescope. And now we see the one star. And now we got 1 point. So now we have 1 star, and we're on our way to getting that bingo square. Okay, so we are here. So we're going to go out this door and see what's there. Oh, there's the lavatory. That would make a really truncated room. Actually, they're all kind of...
Yeah, I think if I'm
Yeah, because I mean, 10 steps at this point isn't really going to do us a whole lot of good. So if we do this, we can spend 30 seconds in there, and then we can get a thing. So this, I don't know why this is a harsh place to like spend 30 seconds in, but we will. We'll spend 30 seconds in here.
Well, I think for the race, when 2 players, it caused the 1 player 30 seconds of doing nothing.
Right. That makes sense.
Can it go be a dare?
Well, I mean, it's not like it's haunted or anything, but so we've spent 30 seconds. Okay. So we're going to run all the way back around to the 1 door that we have left that we can go through. Notice our step count keeps going down. Oh, we're in the parlor. Yeah, let's do the parlor puzzle. So we've got... Oh, the key is over here. So here's a wind-up key. Oh, and we can read the thing. May the 2nd. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldmans this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had been seen in the decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write the particulars of this game when I found the time, and I have included with this letter all the details you will need to share with guests, should you be inclined to play this confounded game. Always your friend, M. Lowry. So there will always be at least 1 box which displays only true statements. There will always be at least 1 box which displays only false statements. Only 1 box has a prize within, the other 2 are always empty. So these are the only 3 rules. And the intent is that we have to read these statements and figure out which one contains the prize, and then we use the wind-up key that we just picked up to open that box. So here, this box is the black box. I don't think that's true. This box is the blue box. Well, again, not with the true. And then the box that claims to be black has the gems. So if these two boxes are both false, this one has to be true. So that would mean that this would be the box that we want to open. So we'll put that in there. And then we have 2 gems, which could be very helpful in trying to craft some more rooms. Well, what do you think, guys? Passageway?
Well, I think that's pretty good.
Take up the 2 gems.
Yeah, we're back to no gems, but okay. So I think I'm going to go east, and we're on rank 3, so we don't have any locked doors. The courtyard would be great. Unfortunately, we do not have a gem. Yeah, utility closet would be could be useful.
But you remember our
Okay. So now we're in the utility closet, which is a portion of the house where we can turn on and off specific circuit breakers. So we can turn the power onto the garage so that if we get to the garage, we can open the garage door, which will be very useful for us to be opening the west gate.
Fortunately, this blocks off the 2 corner rooms.
Yes, it does. And then we're going to turn off the gymnasium, because the gymnasium is a red room that eats steps. We don't like that. And the dark room, well, we could turn it off here. It doesn't do any good until after we've gone in there. And then the key cards, should we turn those off? Yeah, we can always come back and turn them off if we get there. And then this right here is a puzzle. It's based on a complicated game, and I don't get it, but Carissa has got the sequence, so I'm just going to look at her and she's going to tell me what to do. So first things first is...
Press any of them once.
Any of them?
Press the one next to it.
Okay, nobody can hear you. You need to tell me what I'm supposed to... What are we trying to do? Turn them all purple. So if we turn them all red, will they go purple afterwards? Well, you said you had the sequence.
yeah. First we have to make I think the one blue.
Well, you need to tell me how to do that.
The one that's not blue is red.
Okay.
Like, put it next to it.
Okay. So unfortunately, I have no idea what we're doing, and nobody can hear you, so they can't figure out what we're doing. So we'll just figure it out. So what am I supposed to do here?
And then red.
Okay. Then turn this red.
Yeah.
And then blue. Turn that red, and then blue. Turn that red, and then blue. Turn that red, and then blue. Okay, so now they're all purple. So we click this one once. It turns white. Okay? I'm going on faith here, people. Kari knows what's going on.
Red.
Okay?
You want the 6 color.
So
6-1 is not going purple.
I think we can turn 5 points or 5 be blue. So click 6. Then turn 6 red. Then click 5. Then you can click 5 when it's red. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Apparently this is what we want. Okay. 3 to be green and 1 to be off. Okay, and that opens up a secret panel in the back. See, that was very straightforward, wasn't it? Yeah, so, no. But this opens up the rest of this room in the back here. See, this is why I think the wine cellar's got something in it, is because, secrets. And so now, with power right here, and that opens up a place outside.
Which is the
Oh, that's the
gem.
gemstone cavern. So every day we start with 2 gems, so that will be very useful. Okay. Okay, so we've gotten that.
It'd be nice if we could get back up to the glass.
Yes, so now we'll see what we can get over here. Well, the weight room is kind of our only choice if we want to keep going, isn't it? If we want to go west. Yeah, well, we're probably not going to get too far this time around. So that was our bedroom. It hurt. It hurt, but that's okay. Oh, and a lot of times on this bench, there's stuff. So here we found a broken lever, which we could use that if we get the garden, the greenhouse. Yes. Well, the greenhouse to pull a lever, but okay, so now we're going to keep going, and we're going to use the spare room, and that'll get us to the far end. There's usually nothing in the spare room. I think you are correct. So the pantry is going to turn up, and that's what we need. And we have some more coins. We have another note. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we've just been informed we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread will be ideal. So this is a clue that tells you how many steps each is worth. So if we have 50 steps and 5 apples, plus 5 bananas and 5 oranges, these are worth 10, or these are worth 2, because 2 times 5 is 10. These are worth 3, so that's 15, so that's 25. And then these are 5, so that's another 25. So the enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. So we're basically stealing the lunch money to go get fruit. And then there's an apple, and you'll see that our step count goes up to 18. All right. So we're going to go up to rank 4. Oh. We could do the garage right there. That wouldn't... If we had a gem. Yeah, exactly. Damn it.
I think we should do the corridor and go back to the...
I would agree. So corridor will give us a chance to go up, but we're not going to go in it just yet. We're going to go back to the weight room and see if we can get up from there. What? Yeah. Well, they're really not giving us a whole lot of options here. Yeah, the chapel would give us some opportunities to go places, and that's only going to cost 2 more steps. I don't think we're going to hit the antechamber today. We want to try to find some gems. I'm going to come over here. Well, yeah, that would give us steps. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is let's do the guest bedroom, and that adds to our step count. Then we have another note. It's more useful for clues. Just wanted to write you a quick note. Thank you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality somewhat made up for your own absence. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. It was well worth the wait, though, as I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles, and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Hoping your health improves shortly. And I don't recognize, it's K something? KL. Okay, and there is nothing in here. But if you note, that is a coat, that is a cot. So in this room would be the letter A if we were tracking that. So, yay. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to go across the chapel and see what we get. Well, crap, it looks like we're forced to do the dark room. So the dark room is interesting. If we were to go in there, we would not be able to see the floor plans that we would want to draft out of it. But because we have the utility closet... Oh, we got to turn it off. We got to have it flip out first. Now we go out. And we go to the utility closet. What'd you say?
It's connected.
Yeah. So now if we turn on the dark room, the lights will go back on. Yeah. And now the lights are on and they'll stay. And we can look around. There's a lot of clues in here. I'm not going to worry about those for the moment. Ooh, access card. Be neat if we get a chance to use it. Print notes. HS has requested yet another print of her ladyship, I assume for one of her rooms in the West Wing, as well as an enlarged print of the enclosed photograph. He said the last development was too dark, so keep an eye on. And that was this. And the thing that you'll note here is if we had the magnifying glass, we'd be able to look at this heart, and it would tell us a date. And that date corresponds to a lock on this gate. And that is a clue to tell you how to open that gate. We've done that. Kari's got the code written down. We may deal with that later. I'm going to go here. Ideally, we would want a door that turns up. It's not giving us that. And we can't do the lab, so I may as well do the storeroom. Yeah, that's where I'm going. So we'll come in here. And now we get a coin. And we'll get a key. And there's a gem. And that's all we got. And we've got a desert over there. And sand. So this room is an S. Right there. Okay. So now we're going to go all the way across, basically, head up to the corridor and hope that we get a room that is useful. So if we get the garage, then the day is pretty well over. That's okay, because the way bingo works is it's predicated on multiple days, so that's fine. We actually were pretty lucky in our first playthrough in that most of our days we were able to fill out the house. I know it's the Western Hall. So we're going to do the hall because that'll give us doors. And then we're going to come this way and see what we can get. I would say probably we would want to do the workshop because it doesn't cost us anything and it keeps going.
We should probably draft out what we get.
Yeah, because we want the garage before we do anything else. So we get the garage, then we can open up the west side of the estate. Nope. But we can do a patio. Yeah. Yeah, but Dwar won't cost a gem, and we can save the gem for the garage. Potentially. Oh, and some shoes. I don't remember. We weren't able to play this, were we? That's too bad. Oh, and then if you look here, we've got, this is a picture of the boudoir on Christmas, and it's showing us a safe behind the changing screen. So with that safe, and it's Christmas, we come back here, There's the safe. We're going to go 12, 25. And that opens the safe. And then we can get ourselves another gem. Right there. And we can read a red letter. Is red letters up there on the bingo card? I can't quite see it from here. Full directory of red rooms.
In pantry, kitchen, dining room.
This elevator. And find print. So we're going a lot slower than they expect you to go in Bequest Bingo, because we're kind of explaining a bit of the game and stuff, but you know, we're having fun. So let's see. Herbert, I was distraught to learn that you've chosen to omit the details of our dear Marian's disappearance from the public record. It's no surprise to me that the royal court would want this embarrassment kept as quiet as possible, but I'm shocked that you have so little regard for your niece that you would play the king's scullion and stoop to kissing the foot that treads upon her memory. She gave up her family, her fortune, and her life. And all you can do is think of your name. Having never had a family name nor fortune of my own, I cannot personally condemn you for faltering in your commitment to make the same sacrifices she did. But for the love of God, do not, by that same display of weakness, clutch your petty assets so tightly that you undermine the cause that she forfeited everything to further. Our countrymen must be made aware of the price she paid, and must be made to see the color of the flag she flew as she rode into the darkness of the 100 Nights. To deny her story is to deny her life. If through your silence you bless this betrayal, our son Simon, your heir, will inherit a fortune of lies and will spit upon your grave when he learns of your cursed foolishness. Needless to say, we will not be coming for Christmas this year. Daniel. So, by the way, Simon's dad's name is Daniel, Zach. You were saying we don't know his name earlier today. His name is Daniel. All right.
I didn't.
So, got that. Should we go out the boudoir or should we go out the workshop?
Probably go.
All right. They want a key, so I'm going to try the workshop. I want to save the keys as long as possible. Lock picks.
Okay.
Well, if I went into the Western Hall in the boudoir would then give us 2 steps.
No, it's only the bedroom, but only the first one.
Yeah, we're almost done for today. Well, let's call it a day in the planetarium. Give us 2 more stars. We don't have the telescope, so we can't click on anything. But is what today?
Basic square.
What song is this?
Yeah. Oh, and here's the star schedule. So this tells you all of the constellations up to a certain point. Yeah, it's a more complete list, but it's not the exhaustive list. So, which is a lot of fun. And then we found that there's even more out there. So we're going to go ahead and call it a day today, right here. Call it. And we're going to be on day 2. We had a mid-sized villa. Wow, it's weird to not have that many. Have so many rooms like not drafted. That's just weird. Okay, so continuing on.
Current goal at the moment is to get the west wing.
The West Gate.
The west wing.
So we need to go and talk about
For hour.
Yeah. Well, we could try to go open the Orchard Gate, couldn't we?
Yeah. If you want to, really. It's not like we're trying to optimize.
Yeah. So, Kari, you'll have to give me the
We should.
thing for that. So
So they usually wait until we get a tunnel so that we can also get the C word.
yeah, well,
Spoilers, but
that's all right. So this is the thing that we opened earlier, just to show it. Ooh, gems. So if we look here, we've got a note. The last equipment for the new mine. I don't think we're going to need more than this, especially if we're going to limit excavation to 2 stones a day. I was told by the engineer that getting greedier than that might risk the structural integrity of the cave walls. So I suppose we'll have to adhere to his expert opinion, at least for now. He managed to remove all but 1 minecart from the old tunnel, 2 of which were too rusted and worn down to be of any use to us up here. So Dave went ahead and made the call to scrap them. Not sure that the foreman is going to be too happy about that, but hopefully you can smooth it over. Now, there's still 1 more cart down there, but it's locked on a short track, and it's way too difficult to move from the reservoir side. It's a little bit awkward because it's blocking the passage, so I suggest someone move it from the other side if they can get over there. The boss informed us that there are 2 other ways into the site from that side, but I think we're going to leave that for someone else to finish up if the old man really wants it done. So that is basically a clue to the basement, which we'll leave for another time. But this kind of means that you can get an item that lets you dig in here to increase your gems, but if you do it too much, the mine collapses, and then you don't get any starting gems from that day forward. So, oh yeah, and I'll go ahead and I'll turn that so that we can
maybe we can
get some blue flame.
elevate.
Yeah. So there's 1 of 4 blue flames. So there are 4 valves out and around, and each one of those valves turns on one of those braziers. Like, words are hard. Okay. So now we're going to come over here. And here's the apple orchard. So in the picture, there was a tree here, but that tree is now cut down. And there is a lock with a 4-digit code. So 1, 1, 2, 8. And that unlocks the orchard. So we've opened the apple orchard, which is that one right there. Okay. Yep. So this gives us 20 extra steps every day since from this time forward. And there's another valve that we can turn on that gives us another flame. There's so much to this game. Alright, and then we don't have a means of dealing with that just yet. Or that.
Well, we just
Gardner's Logbook, April 10th, 1992. When I first came to the estate in the capacity of the new groundskeeper, I was a little dismayed to find that my predecessor had kept no notes, no logbook, and no record of any kind regarding the various gardens and green rooms of the house under his care. As a result of this improvidence, in the first few months of my post, I suffered a number of embarrassing professional blunders that I believe could have been avoided with even a few scraps of imparting wisdom from the previous groundsman. To that end, I will make an effort to make some record of my dealings on the estate, insomuch as it pertains to horticulture and general tomfoolery. Robert Melgula, groundskeeper. Now, he's the guy after the dude that got fired, right?
Yeah.
So, among my many commissioned duties, I have been tasked with the conservation and oversight of Mount Holly's alluring grounds. My domain stretches from gate to gate and encompasses the apple orchard, the entrance drive, and the east yard. Fortunately for my workload, the maintenance of the west grounds has not been a priority since Lady Epson's death and the ensuing closure of the west wing. Nevertheless, I take some pride in my work, so I still endeavor to brush the west path weekly, even if none but myself take notice. In addition to maintaining the grounds, there are 8 green rooms within the house that require some level of upkeep and light groundskeeping. The majority of these, I discovered, are only draftable on the perimeter of the house along the east and west wings. The terrace, patio, veranda, morning room, greenhouse, and secret garden all fall within this category. So that basically means if you want any of those rooms, you have to be on one side or the other. And then the soil survey. One of the first tasks I undertook as a groundskeeper was to conduct a survey of the various plots of soil underneath each slot on both the east and west wings of the house. And while I would have preferred a full survey of all 45 plots, it was clear that the inconvenience in such undertaking was in no way worth the extra data, especially considering the rooms that would benefit from the survey only ever appear in the wings. To test soil quality, I measured the soil's capacity to support crop growth and maximize the promise of high yields. The survey ended up taking 2 weeks due to some difficulty reaching the higher ranks, but the project was well worth the effort. As suspected, the room position has a direct relationship with the amount of fruit spread from the gardens and the amount of flowers that can bloom in a greenhouse. So basically, ranks 4, 7, and 9 on the east wing and 3 on the west wing is where you want to dump the secret garden to get your maximum spread. Okay. A few years ago, the Baron made a long overdue decision to switch from gas lighting to electrical power. The installation of the new system was a substantial undertaking, as almost every room in the house had to be equipped with new fixtures and wiring. Thankfully, those renovations did not extend beyond the mansion's interior, and all the lamps and equipment used outside of the house are still connected and powered by gas line, including, but not limited to, the orchard's smudge pots. The smudge pots found among the apple trees here in the orchard are a critical necessity thanks to the cold temperatures and high altitude of the estate. These gas-burning stack heaters prevent frost and should be kept on during the winter months to ensure a daily yield of apples. When the smudge pots are not in use, the orchard's gas line should be turned off to conserve resources. Okay. And then after a few months of idleness, I have a new cause champion have submitted a request for a change of scenery. Specifically, I would like to replace the statue of Orinda, currently in the cloister, with the much more appropriate angel Rinna. After all, as beautiful as the statue is, shouldn't the greenery of Mount Holly be governed by the paragon of gardening? Though amused, I do not think Anne took the request too seriously, though she did humor me and listen to me rave and pontificate on the subject for the better part of our lunch yesterday. And she wonders why I avoid tending the cloister. Truth be told, I've forgotten how to access the inner garth, and I'm too scared of chastisement to probe for the particulars for a third time. My best rendition, pretty good considering I've only ever seen Rin's depiction in the chapel. Okay, so I think we turned on the smudge pots or we turned them off? Right, because we picked flame over apples, didn't we?
Well, the apples, it doesn't affect anything. It's just how many.
It's just more.
Alright, so,
It's not winter yet.
right. And we can never open this gate anyway, which is really annoying. I really want to know what's down there, but oh well. Okay, and we have yet to be actually in the house. So okay. So should I go West Wing? What do we get? Let's see. Pantry or Nook? Either money or keys. Keys will be useful later. So grab a key. And then a den will split and let us continue west, so we'll do that. It'll give us another gem. And we'll go west again. And we'll get a western hall, which will be useful. And then we'll go down into the corner and see what we can draft in there. A storeroom will be very useful because it's a dead end, so it won't waste any doors. And we'll get our key, a coin, and a gem. Not necessarily in that order. And then we'll go up. I'd say chapel's not bad right there. But I'm not going to go in there just yet. I'm going to go across from the den and see what we get. We can do a corridor, or we can do a commissary.
Closet would actually be windows.
Give us a couple items. Yeah, that's true. Not that. Oh, we got the running shoes. That's useful. So the running shoes make it so that every once in a while you're walking around in the house, it waives the step fee for like moving from room to room. So we're gonna go across over here now. Oh, the pool will be useful. So they have a swimming pool, and when we do the pool, that gives us the locker room, the sauna, and the pump room. That's nifty. See if there's a coin over here. There is not. Okay, and then we're going to go into the corner. Yeah, and that would be another thing on the board for closer, right? Alright, so we're going to come here, and we're going to look at step 4. Click on the constellation, we get a gem back. So we basically got the observatory for free. So that was useful. Now we'll go up. And there we can do the commissary and turn left, or we can do the spare room and go up. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I like the idea of the bedroom, but I think the spare room would be a good idea. And I'm going to come over here first, though. Go up. And then we can do corridor.
Read it.
Okay, well, let's do that then. Let's see. Oh, and we got a key. So, The Red Prince by Marion Marigold. Marion is... That's his mom, isn't it? So, she's missing. Simon's sad. Okay, there was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down if he was ever outside when the clouds weren't around. Do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad? The story he had read in the bath on the bed, and maybe you can guess with the clues we've said. There was a story of a boy who always wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. And as you may, reader, might already assume, this book is quite near you, in fact, in the same room. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read. All right. So we read The Red Prince. Right there. Okay. Okay, so we got another. And so I'm going to go back here.
It also helps our
It helps what?
The nursery is also heavy.
Well, so far it's the only one we got, but yeah. Corridor or kitchen? We don't have any money for the kitchen right now.
But we need a filling closet.
Yeah, and then we got to go all the way back to the chapel. Okay, but we can do that. We don't need to like turn on that other power. We can just come here, turn on the garage, turn on the gym. Call that good. Now I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The music in here reminds me so much of like, oh god, my mind is blanking. Huh?
Yes.
No, it's like, I want to say like Jethro Tull, but I don't think it's Jethro Tull. It reminds me of some classic rock. Pink Floyd. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to come down here. Pantry goes up. Pantry's the only thing that lets us progress. So I'm going to go that way. Yes. We're going to come north first. And there's the garage. Yay. So that's going to let us go in and open the north gate. Now we don't have the key to the car, but we can get 3 more keys to help out with the house. Because if we had the car key, we could open that, and we could open this. And I'm going to note right here, just keep an eye on that right there. Yeah, not that anyone knows what it means. But we're going to hit this to open the garage door. Oh, look, a dig spot. If only we had the shovel. And now we are out here. Now, I really have always wanted to go up this ladder, but they don't let you. It makes me sad. Now, I've also come over here. They don't let you open that gate either. But there is a path over here that we can follow. And we can come down here. And then this right here is a gate back to the front of the house. It is the west gate. So that means that we have just opened the west gate. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, this is day 2. And we're going to come out here, and this is the outer building, and we can draft one of 3 outer rooms. I wouldn't mind the root cellar, but we don't have the shovel. So
I have 2 thoughts.
I want to hear your 2 thoughts. I want the chat to hear your 2 thoughts too.
The tool shed might give us the shovel. They should let us get the circuit board outside.
Yes,
The hovel has one of the switches, and then we never have to grab the hovel again.
that's true.
The hovel right now, because it's a purple room, will trigger the nursery, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Let's do the hovel. So we're in here. Oh, and we have a letter. Notice of termination. So the previous gardener was kind of a tool, and so he got his butt fired. Dear Mr. Evane, your half-hearted dedication and maintenance of the grounds has been greatly appreciated. However, I regret to inform you that your service as the groundskeeper at Mount Holly will no longer be required. Effective immediately. This decision has been made after careful consideration and is based upon repeated observations and documented instances of neglect in the performance of your duties. The state of the green rooms in particular has deteriorated significantly over the last few months, which reflects poorly on the rest of the staff. You are required to vacate the hovel by the 20th of March, ensuring all tools and equipment belonging to the estate are returned to the tool shed in good condition. Your final wages will be settled promptly upon completion of these instructions. We thank you for your time and service and wish you the best in your future endeavors. Ann Babbage, house manager. She's kind of a tough lady to work for. But then again, this guy was kind of like a tool. So, all right, so we come in here, and there is valve 3 of 4. And that has turned on. Yeah. That's pretty good. Day 2, and we've already got 3 of the lamps lit.
Permit for the city of Manor. The only thing that we're missing right now is the lavatory.
Yep. Okay, so I think it'll be cheaper for me to go back through the garage from a step count wise, because if we come here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get here, but we're outside, so it's basically 1, 2, 3 to get there. So that's what we're going to do. So the garage is right there. Come back in here. Yep.
We're about to get
Maybe. Oh, the library. Is there a check out a library book up there?
There's two blank prints. What is it?
The library will help out.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay, so I'll draft the library so we can order one for the next day. Ah, nice. Okay. So if we look here, we can pick one of these. I don't think we really need to do this one because if I remember right, there wasn't really a difference between the one here and the one that was in the observatory. We could do Swimbird because that's always a fun one to do.
It's about as sad as the print.
I know.
And it's short.
And it's short. Yeah, exactly. Now, the cool thing about the library is if we come up here, we can see our stats. We've been in the house for 1 hour and 2 minutes over 2 days. And longest day is 40 minutes so far. That was the previous day. And how many steps you've taken, how many rooms you've drafted, all that sort of thing. Oh, and that said puzzles, the total puzzle count. Puzzle records. Oh, how many billiard rooms, dartboards, yeah. All right. And then if you come all the way over here, there's like a scrapbook of stuff. And in this run, we've seen that. We've looked at one picture, yeah. And then we can't pass up the utility closet over 2 days. So this keeps a running track of all the stuff that you draft and which things you tend to gravitate towards. And it's so empty. One of the things I love about this game is the music. It's so like ASMR. Alright, so let's get down here and hope that doesn't make anybody dizzy. And I want to go out. Oh, hey, look, there's a chest.
That's it.
So let's use a key and open her up and see what we got. Ooh, gems. Okay. And then this. The house directory is a great resource of information. If you wish to read more about a specific room, press R to pull up the book. So press R. We can see these are the rooms we've drafted just within these 2 days. There's a whole lot more that we have not drafted, as you can see. And then, like, if you pick a room and give you a description of it, tells you what it costs, tells you what type, this is important for stuff, and then how many times you've drafted the room. There is occasionally useful information, like what, which room was it?
Room number 8. We haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, roommate and the book.
Then the purples are bedrooms, the browns are hallways, the green rooms, we haven't drafted any green rooms yet. Those are where shit grows. Oh, I said a bad word. And then shops are the yellow ones. And red rooms, we've drafted 4 red rooms yesterday. And we found 1 room. And we've gone in 1 outer room. So that's all kinds of exciting. Come in here. God, I really like the Great Hall. And we've got some keys for it. I'm just like, I think going straight through and then trying to come around from the bottom, maybe, would optimize the keys.
Opening all the doors in Great Hall is smart. And if you find keys in one of the alcoves,
Okay, well, I'll take your judgment. We can just as easily end our day. Oh, and there is. This is a lever to one of the doors to the antechamber. Now this, they reset every day, but this is just teasing us to say that this door is now open. So if we can make our way up here, we can get into the antechamber from this. So you're thinking that we might be able to get some stuff. Well, there's the way down.
So let's go there.
Drawing room,
Drawing room.
parlor. I want the break room, but
Drawing room is another.
that's the only way to go east.
Yeah, that's there.
True, but the gems aren't. We're no longer using them for anything. Okay, drawing floor plans. Each time you click on a door, you will draw 3 plans from which you must select one. However, there are some items and rooms that will allow you to redraw. Okay. There's a whole big puzzle in here about like all of the pictures. We're not going to do that. We're just going to go straight to the thing. The only thing I don't know is what the code is. Sorry, drawing room code. Yes. It is not 0303. March 15th. Another red gem. And April 15th. Dearest Mary, I know the events of the past year have catapulted you into a world you may not have been ready for. It's cruel the way time rips through our lives, leaving them barren and fruitless like wind-scarred plants. Throughout this all, I know your principal concern has always been Simon. You didn't need to confide in me yesterday for me to realize that fact. Everyone who knows you understands this. I will take full responsibility to ensure that regardless of how your current project pans out, Simon is shielded from any fallout and, God forbid, repercussions. A child should never suffer the iniquity of their parents. I, of course, write you all this in the hope that I can set your mind at peace when imagining the worst-case scenarios, not because I think such an outcome is likely. No, Mary, I have few apprehensions and fewer fears. Assuming everything goes according to plan, you should be reunited with Simon again before his 10th birthday. And while 2 years might seem like an eternity to a mother, I've always heard the days pass by more quickly in the East. That is a clue, by the way, because we've said that in-game, an hour goes by in 8 minutes of real time, but on the East Wing, an hour goes by in 5 minutes of real time. So that's a clue to that. As for me and you, I've already come to terms with our meeting yesterday. It was very likely our last. I'm too old and too stubborn to ever leave this place. I'm too attached to the home our family has built up. Room by room. Yes, I have a strong premonition I will be buried in red soil under red flags, a compromise I know you yourself would never accept. It's been a joy watching you grow up and getting to know you. Your mother and I spoke a little else during your school days. I know she'll feel the same bittersweet pride I feel now, to see you following in your father's footsteps and making the same sacrifices he did. Farewell, my marigold. May we meet again, your Uncle Herbert. So that's the guy that owned the house, that died and gave the house to Simon. Okay, and so now we're going to go east. Isn't there a thing for like the pool and the pump room and stuff? Locker, sauna, and pump room?
There's that. There's also the
Yeah, well, if I do the pump room, we're not going anywhere. Actually, I think I'm going to do a redraw.
Yep.
And that'll give me a hallway. That will be useful. Can't go that way, but we can come up here. And the gym is off. That's a good point. Thank you. So now that opens the Great Hall, which is very useful.
That can give us exactly what we want.
Well, because we have 4 keys left. Let's see what's in here. Oh, I hate those.
You need to unlock it.
I hear you. I hear you. That's a way up. And we are now out of keys. Ooh, we have an upgrade disc. Ooh, upgrade discs are very cool. I don't suppose there's a thing for doing an upgrade disc.
There's something to hide.
Oh, okay. We can start in on that. Kitchen is the only one that goes up.
What's that?
Yeah, with our 7 whole whopping coins. So, we can't buy that. We can't buy that. The only thing we can do is buy a couple of bananas. So there we go. We bought 3 bananas. I don't want to see an animal. And I'm going to waste water. Oh, not yet, because the pump room hasn't sent water over here. Well, we're not going that way. So let's see if the Great Hall will let us go up. It will. Ooh, we got to listen to Elzara, right?
Yeah.
Let's get the money. Let's see, is there any letters or anything to read? No, okay. What? Nope. Oh, by the way. Tiger and Tear. So that would be a G right there. Okay, so let's listen to the Great Elzara. So we got to insert a coin. Yeah, and then we get a pancake on row 1.
And, as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping
You
coin.
can do,
You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara.
others.
Oh, yeah.
I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear. I see a boy standing on a shore of white sand.
Yeah, but the pancake
He
is
is looking for something,
trapped in the room.
something he was.
It's not drafting the bequest bingo. Right, I know.
That's
That's-
cat tied to a red flag.
So I should print a bracket,
I hear the
you know, a different bracket for
but the
for
flag
connecting
does not stir.
the mic stand.
I see
And I think Pet G is supposed to be a stronger material.
a door that is open.
So maybe I can
It has no key.
come up with one of those.
It
then the
is
mic will be
door
over there.
You have been searching for yet will not find.
That's to the safe house.
It goes through beyond the dark waters. What you have heard here has been foreseen. By
Yeah, because we've got more than.
Alzara. Until the dawn of the
Oh, it's rank 1 pancake house. That means
I will
you
have
only draft the first 5 rooms.
Right.
So yeah, we can't end our day in that.
It's a little difficult.
Well, it's a little like. It's hard for me to think of doing that.
Yeah, so basically, I think that's like these, it sure is.
Well, we are done. Dum ba dum bum 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 bum.
Well, that looks like a birthday cake.
It does, doesn't it? We're in the candle.
Oh yeah, and the purpose room is actually perfect candle.
Yep. Okay. Well, so, and we have no way of using the upgrade disc. When I don't even remember where that was.
Yeah.
Great hall.
That was in the riddle. Well, we'll just have to deal with that later. Okay, so we don't have an end the day in a particular room, do we? We don't have a room with a live animal.
Yeah, you had a chance to get in the bunker.
Yeah, we did.
You didn't.
That's fine. We'll call it a day here.
Oh,
And
sir.
what?
As far as a live animal.
Yes. Oh, we have a rustic village. Okay, let's do one more run for the night. And I think I'm gonna download this particular bingo card. Yeah, so in case I like restart the computer.
Doctor outside window.
Hold on. Give me 1 second here. I gotta make a new room, a new folder. That's bingo. And then in there. And we're gonna say that. All right. So yeah, let's go out to the outside room. So now that we did the west wing or the west gate, it's always open. So we can run over here. Now we can't come back over here at the start of the day because the only thing that puts that plank over the creek is opening the garage, which I think is kind of unfortunate. Oh, and guys, remind me when we get a shovel. We're right there. Huh? Right. Okay. Shelter, you think?
Yeah.
Shelter would be good.
Maybe another 3 minutes.
Do we know what day today is? This is day 3.
360. Do the 10th at like 10 o'clock. Well, it starts at 8:30.
No, the game starts at 8.
Yeah, but that meeting is box.
So the 10th?
Yeah,
So if we set it to, yeah, November 10th. Right?
yeah.
And then we get, and then that's it.
Okay. So remembering the license plate and putting vowels in. That's how we do it. We're going to log on to the network. I'm going to look at staff announcements. November 7th, I don't think anyone else has access to this network this month except you, Simon. So if you're reading this, just know we're all rooting for you. Okay, and that's the only notice.
You're gonna have to save one of our red units for the laboratory.
Why?
The stuff in the laboratory is,
One of the things.
also not clear.
What looks really weird? Oh, happy? Better? Ah, thank you. So I'm thinking, should I pull a shovel for the next time, for the next day or two? Okay, so we're going to do a shovel. Let's look at email. No, we can't. We have to be in the office. All right. I'm going to go look at the clock. Because, by the way, folks, there is a clock outside the house. Now, I hope the 10th is the right time, the right date.
Better make sure that you're in the house.
In the house when what happens? When the time lock goes off?
It'll work.
Well, no, it stays open for 4 hours. Is what it says. Yeah, you want me to show it to you?
I believe you, I just didn't do it.
You just didn't read it?
I didn't read it either. And I wasn't around the first time.
Oh, so yeah, when you look at it, once unlocked, the time lock safe will remain open for 4 hours. See?
I see it now.
I have to say that, but you're looking down at your phone. All right, so
It's at 9:30.
yep, so we've got a bit of time. So if we come through here, it's 8:45.
Well, you want to move around.
Yeah, as long as we make sure that we're not totaling too far. So I'm going to say den because that will give us it'll give us 2 ways to go.
And if you turn around and you do, and you get up forward,
Like over here.
you go do this, you get up forward. You want to try it today? We didn't get it. Hey, you don't have to worry about the rank 1 pancake house.
Okay. So Nook. Yeah. Let's grab that. And look it forward. Parlor. Should we play a parlor game?
Sure.
We have to play X number of parlor games on this one today.
Okay,
Right.
Depends.
Okay, so that one's false. And then that one is false, which means that one's got to be true. Yep. So did you see that one, Zach?
There are 4 boxes in which you pick 3. And there's only 1 box that wasn't picked.
Yep. The puzzles are very easy to start with.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, they start getting really annoying. Okay. Courtyard right there is a good idea. They might have a shovel in there too. That would be nice. No, but they do have a metal detector. That's useful. So now we have the metal detector. And I'm going to go down south to hit the corner, see if we get a dead end down there. Ooh, I could do the office.
Yeah, the office is automatic.
An automatic upgrade.
There is a terminal and an upgrade list.
Oh, we have an upgrade disc in there?
Yep.
I don't remember that. Ah, because it's sitting right there.
You did it so fast there's no time to remember.
Right, so if I open this, we spin that unlocks the safe over there. We have a note. Please check if any books matching these titles are available for purchase in Reddington. Flight of the Queen, March of the Count, Fall of the Lord, Passing of the Barons, Herrings of the Major. I had a little trouble reading the Baron's writing, so I'm not sure if the last title is intended to be hearings or herrings, but knowing Herbert, I suspect either would be suitable. And there's a clue here too, but I don't remember what it is.
So the count is the dude on the safe.
Yeah,
Yeah, the count's in the book.
right. And it had to do with figuring out the date in here, but once again, our historian has that.
We agree. Because March of the number of counts.
Right, March of the Count. So get that, and we get another gem, and we get the red letter. And one thing we'll note is the passcodes for every safe seems to match the date on the red letters. So, yay. Dear Mr. Sinclair, thank you for promptly answering all our demands, not involving the police, and allowing this unfortunate transaction to transpire as smoothly as one could. While I'm guessing you had hopes to never hear from us again once we had given you back the envelopes, we felt that one final red letter of our own was merited given the circumstances. Hopefully you will not be as careless with this missive as you were with the others. Correspondence this incriminating should be kept in safes, not desk drawers. Let's first put your apprehensions aside, as I'm sure another red envelope is the last thing you expected to find on your desk this week. No, we are not making more demands, and no, we don't have copies of the other letters. Where's my notes? There it is. My mouse cursor got really small in the room. You're already more than generous and accommodating, and the least we can do is fulfill our end of the bargain. So why write to you at all? Why incriminate ourselves further if we already have what we want? In a word, principles. So in this storyline, Herbert was blackmailed by people for these letters that had information in them, and so it's kind of interesting to hear them talking about principles. Okay, after reading your eloquent reply to our initial note, it became apparent to us that there has been a few misunderstandings. This letter is intended to clarify some of those points, and hopefully will place our schemes in a softer light. First, we may have gotten too excited with the colorful language of blackmail, but our goal was never to terrorize. Despite what you may believe you interpreted as thinly veiled threats towards your young nephew, I want to personally assure you that was never any tangible danger. If we gave any impression we would hurt the youngster, it was meant only in the very vague sense of hurting his social prospects. And yes, while we admit that our word choices might be questionable, enough so that it would be reasonable to accuse us of being intentionally misleading, we hope you believe us when we tell you this was not a calculated ploy to elicit payment. However, as payment has been received, there is nothing to be gained by scrutinizing the questionable ethics that were employed in our extortion of those funds. Little defense can be mustered on that score. Additionally, any judgmental tone you may have detected when we discussed the content of your stolen letters is entirely unintended. We want it on record that we do not consider ourselves superior to you and your family in any way, and are in fact entirely sympathetic to the underlying cause that the letters pertain to. And you thought this letter couldn't get more incriminating for us. Again, we feel guilty as sin, and only time will tell if the financial recompense will outweigh our culpability. Even though you will never hear from us again, we hope this parting letter will result in you thinking of us and our dealings, if not favorably, at least sympathetically. Sorry for the inconvenience. Forever and Anonymous, X. Okay, guys. Let's see here. There's really not enough to spread just now, right? So let's do this. So this, I wonder which room this is going to upgrade. Let's find out. Let's see here. Hallway. Okay. Last time we did this, one locked trunk.
Probably the extra key would help us
For the current purposes, yeah. This could give us, this is a locked trunk in the hallway. It could be anything. Could have multiple keys, could have gems. I think I want to try this one. I think it would be interesting.
Go for it. Maybe get a board yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Just try out. Well, that was a decision we made. You know?
Yep. Okay. So now we can go up from the courtyard. Yeah, because I want to see what time it is.
Check it down.
Well, we can do that in a minute. I mean, if you're going to suggest we do one thing and I agree to it, then you change your mind?
Say the damn thing.
Oh, that's true, but
That's all I'm saying. But the outside is the same.
it's 10 minutes to 10.
Yeah, we can go. Wait.
Or I could go grab the gem and then drop into the room. We got another observatory. And we need how many stars? Okay, well, we're at 5. We're halfway there.
Living on a prayer.
I don't know that I want to do this right now. Because, I mean, there's the weight room. Use me. Which could be a half thing. Well, we're sheltered today, right?
We are sheltered,
So let's go ahead and do that then.
but there is a square for drafting 3 different parts at both ends.
Okay, well, we could do that too. Okay, so I'm going to go up because we probably still got another couple of minutes. Chapel?
You don't have any wood, so there's no reason not to.
Yep, I'm going to go outside now.
And it's just about 10, so.
That's what I'm thinking. Did you see it when we went through the den? Cool. Nice.
Come on.
Sorry, yeah.
Now this will tell us if we got the date right.
If you could, I can do that.
I think it just is open. I just want to see if it pops. So we might have picked the wrong date.
Yeah,
If day 1 is November 8th,
if day 1 is November 7th, so we're on the 9th.
so we got to come back in here.
I don't think we can.
I can't pick the minutes.
If we do it, it says, don't do it.
No, it says fine. So we'll come back in, quote, an hour. So in 8 minutes. All right. So we'll try that again.
Wait a minute. See what's wrong.
All right. So we got 41 steps. Should I go up from the entrance hall?
Sure.
You think? Okay, so we're going to go up from the entrance hall. We're going to see what we can find that way. We've got 2 gems. Archive?
Yeah. It'll be,
We sheltered. I was thinking the Great Hall could be somehow with our way and we could upgrade this again, but I don't.
We only have 1 key. That's my worry. And, I mean, none of these are great choices right now. I mean, if we do the passageway, that's okay, but we no longer have any gems.
I think Archive would work.
Yeah, because it won't cost us anything and it won't hurt us anything for now. Let's see, is there anything on the desk? Oh, we can like flip through this stuff. Mom.
That should take 8 minutes.
Well, I don't want to read all of it. My eyes are getting tired. I'm like, yeah, really?
We should get back this way.
that's what he was saying anyway.
Good idea is think
That was my suggestion. Was
Anything on the box?
nope, nothing. So this is where there's usually like an apple or a key or something. At some point, we might find a key to open those up. Let's go out this door. Oh, Jesus. Really? Let's just block all kinds of crap off. I'm gonna pick the storeroom there.
It'd be nice if we got.
That would be useful, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's go up from here. The drawing room requires only 1 gem.
Pay for itself.
Yes, so I'm going to say we use that. Oh, you think there's a thing in here? Yeah, I love how they put them on the floor in weird places a lot of times. There we go. And then let's come up here. Get a gem. And then let's go west. They really want that Great Hall, don't they? I'm going to redraw because we can. That's going to be the third shelter. So that'll be useful.
No longer one for left.
Western Hall. Okay. I'm going to go past the drawing room. Plus a locked trunk? Or should I do a spare room? Or should I redraw? Yeah. We might get... Really?
We might want to try out the closet. The closet might get us incredible.
That's true, and we can get up from the courtyard, so let's try the closet. We got the running shoes again and a key. Yeah, this is the same combo we got the first time. Okay.
She doesn't have any song. When she
Right. Trying to see if I can see a clock from here.
we can, it's just good. Okay. It is
Almost time.
maybe go drop in the boat or how much steps are you gonna figure out?
Yeah, I mean that's 29. If I go over there, it should be almost time. I figure we can watch the clock. And when it hits like 5 minutes till, I'll run over there. So that'll work. So this will be interesting. We'll see how it goes. But it is weird playing it as a new file with so much not turned on anymore.
That's so much fun.
Yes. I mean, just going through it once does make it easier to go through it again. That's true. So, hey, look, somebody named Alexis Blackfire is posted in chat. What's the purple? I can't read that very well.
Number one cabinet.
He sounds like a Peanuts parent. Unfortunately, like
Just like Nico Concha.
Simon Afraid of Ladders. I see. Yeah, I was thinking of making you a moderator, Kari, but I didn't figure out how to do that. And you know, moderate yourself in chat. Because, you know, it's not like we have anybody else in there. But why not? Okay, so here we go. And there's the safe. It should pop shortly if we got the date correct. So we'll see how it goes. And this day is probably going to end soon also. And then that'll be it for us tonight because it's been almost 2 hours. So, and we turn into pumpkins a lot earlier these days than we used to. So, but this was fun. I hope the audio is okay, and the stream has been doing okay. OBS was complaining about the screen quality for a little bit, but audio's been just fine. 2 concurrent viewers. So who's the other viewer? Is it a different account or something?
Her phone.
Multiple connections.
When was it open? Do we need to click on it?
Well, it's not clicking. So are we sure that day 3 is November 7, 8, 9?
Well, if you log in, it says November 7th. That's the last time.
Well, that's the last staff note.
That is.
Oh, I heard a beep. There it goes. I wanted to see the door actually swing open. Oh well. So, dear uncle, the disappearance of my cousin Mary has long sat unfavorably with me and my father. I will freely admit to you that the chilly airs of indifference you may have felt in my presence can be attributed entirely to the suspicions that I have harbored for these past years. Suspicions entirely aimed at yourself. And while I've never had the opportunity to prove it, I felt very strongly that you had some deeper involvement in those events 4 years ago. The circulating rumors of those months did nothing but further reinforce my convictions in this fact. Those of us that are once bitten are twice shy, and I'm aware of the cost of my aggressively aloof behavior has had on the social standing of our family. I do not apologize for my actions, though I am now willing to admit that the conclusions I have reached may have been flawed. Last week I had a confidential conversation with one of our mutual acquaintances. A conversation that has shed more light on this mystery than all of my father's countless fruitless inquiries over the years. I now have reason to believe that you were in fact responsible for smuggling my cousin under cover of night across the red border to the southern seafront. And I believe that this may have occurred in September, a full 7 months after she was reported missing, a date that coincides not with her public disappearance in February, but instead with the notable theft of the ruby crown. If the Blackwater insurgents were in fact responsible for the heist, as some have claimed, I believe this scenario entirely plausible. And the fact that 2 of the crown's 8 rubies have now surfaced has given me renewed optimism that she is still alive. Alive, safe, and finally free. Perhaps my willingness to accept such a sensational story betrays my own desperation. Desperation for answers, desperation for hope, and desperation for a narrative in which you are not the villain. In that distant land we all dream of, the land where the strangling crimson curtains draped across our sky are pulled back, and the windows and shutters of discontent flung wide open, in that distant land, I pray one day to find our Marion safe, happy, and absolved. Courtney. Damn. Okay.
I don't know what going on with the strangling red curtains.
Yeah, exactly. So just so people, if they haven't guessed it, there's a lot of political undertones in this story about red versus blue and authoritarian rule and all of that. But, I mean, if you don't look too deeply, you won't see it. But if you read this, all of the underlying story, it's all there. I mean, like, if you read The Red Prince, it's like, damn, seriously? Okay, so let's try the courtyard. I'm going to use the spare room to go up. And again, we got nothing. I still want to get out there one day. That would be neat, but it ain't going to happen. Okay, let's go up again. Pantry is the only one that continues, so I'm going to grab it. Get ourselves an apple and some coinage. Okay. And then we'll keep going. I like the idea of the cloister, but we don't have a shovel. And if I do the cloister, we'll still have 1 gem left over. Let's think about this. What do we have over on the card? We don't have a shovel. We're not going to get the dining room. No. Craft a donut. Dig 10 plus gems. No. Retrieve key after checking overnight. So check a key in. Just check in a key. That's weird. God, I could have grabbed code check earlier. Reroll. I don't have any rerolls. Security doors, haven't been getting any yet. Elevator, not yet. But we're close. 3 archive, we're not doing that. Viewfinder print, we don't have magnifying glass. We don't have the conservatory. Don't have dice. Ooh, if we get a library book today, we can read a library book.
If you great call, you might be able to do another upgrade this for a second.
I don't feel like we have enough keys for that. Shelter the lavatory. Oh, that's the one you were looking at. Experiment, 10 stars, 2 copies in a room, 12 inventory items, full directory of rooms, draft the cloister for free, that'd be nice. Allowance, dartboards, red rooms, buy out the commissary, use 5 discs, pull 2 levers, draft a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I don't know what we can get down here today. I'm not seeing a whole lot. All right, so, I mean, my problem with the Great Hall is that we don't have a whole lot of keys. Yeah, I think we're going to do the corridor. And just go across and see what we get. Darkroom's not sheltered. But I can avoid it by going back around to the weight room and going up from there. So that, yeah, I think we'll do that. We don't have the utility closet again, do we? No, we don't. Okay, so we're going to come down here. And we're going to make our way over. I really wish that they were going to be nicer to us about the shovel, but... So if I come up in here, then we go through the drawing room, then we go over to the gym, which is sheltered. Then we can go up again with the Great Hall. The passageway, at least that will keep us with a couple of gems. And over here, we don't really need the garage at this point. I'll do the lab. You're saying you want me to start an experiment? I don't know that we'll get anywhere, but we can try.
If you get the boiler room immediately, you can get dark. If you get the boiler room immediately off of the passageway, you could do the boiler room and then do backwards.
I'm not sure what you're meaning by that, but okay. Wow, these aren't really good options. So immediately get a key, a gem, or a die?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like a one shot, but okay. We got a gem. Oh, look, a red note. Effective immediately, electronic mail can only be accessed by the security terminal. Well, I totally believe that. 100%. Okay. So back through to the passageway and then up. See what we can get. So you want the boiler room. We're not going to get it, but you want it.
Check the commissary and see if we get it.
Yeah, but I don't know that we got the money to buy the shovel. I mean, there is the shovel. Oh, shovel 6. Yeah, we can get the shovel. And run outside. What's outside?
The conservatory and the...
Oh, right. Yeah. We can do that. Yeah, because by the bridge is where one of the chips are. So if we come over here, and we go back over towards the outer room, to the right of the bridge post is a dig spot. We do that, we get a microchip. And now, if we don't put it in place, which I don't think we can do just yet, every day it will show up sitting right there, so we don't have to dig it up again. So that's very useful. And then there's another spot over by the tents that we can dig. The tents, you say? Yes, the tents. So apparently Simon, at the end of every day, He leaves the house. This is, off stage. He leaves the house, he goes to a tent, and he sleeps overnight. Right over here. So this is Simon's little hang. But you'll notice everything here is evergreens, except for these trees over here. So then if we look around,
Very suspicious.
oh look, there's these two rocks. I wonder what could be here. There's a conservatory. Now this is a cool room because it lets us change the rarity of rooms in the house. So now we've added that to our floor plan.
And that's a bingo card.
Adding the conservatory?
No, permanently increase. Range wherever.
Oh, right. We haven't done it yet, but if we draft it, we can then do it. Okay, so let's get out of here. There's nothing to dig up here, is there? I don't remember. Okay.
Can you open up? The history from the document real quick? What's history?
House history?
Okay, that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
I don't think we did it, but I'm checking for draft 8 blue rooms in a row.
Not in a row. Is there a draft 8 blue rooms in a row up there?
Yeah.
25.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, I'm going to go back to the house. Looks like we've got essentially one way to go. And I'm going to go out the commissary instead of the dark room. Because the dark room will make it so we can't see what we're drafting. And I don't like that idea. I actually knew where I was going.
Could be fun to go.
We're getting there. I mean, I'm not like targeting specific things to sequentially move up, which I think some people have done. I don't really know a whole lot of strategy for Bequest Bingo, but yeah. And I'm kind of trying to explain some of the game to people that might show up watching this later. And there's one of our 2 keys. Again with the Great Hall. I'm going to do a hallway. Just because this guy might be all like, I want a key.
If you take it once a key, you're screwed.
Well, no, if it wants a key, we've got a key. But now the lavatory, is that what you're chuckling about? Well, I'd say our bedroom is the only way forward. Yeah, because there is a chest. Well, and now if that next one, ooh, silver key.
Exactly.
Exactly, like you knew that was in there.
Anyway, no.
Well, I'm like, as I was clicking that, I'm like, if we do that and the next door is locked, we're hosed. Okay, it really likes the Great Hall. Oh my word.
What happens when you do something?
Yeah, I know. Like, we don't have any keys, so that would end the day.
We have the silver key, so we'll be able to bring up rank 8.
Rank 7. I think the kitchen is probably safer.
Sure. If we get 2 on more things, don't directly up, we'll be fine. Actually, no, we won't be. We'll be able to go. Oh, look! The dining room.
Good night.
Dinner's ready. Falls on first.
I know. And that won't give us any steps.
I mean, the dining room is the only way to go. But
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of hosed.
hope for shoes. Yeah.
That's speed.
I think he was hoping they triggered. And we're done.
Well, they have been triggering.
Right. Just Well, that's as far as we've gotten today. So I'm gonna call it because I think we're good. I think we did pretty good. On the next session, we'll maybe we should try to be a little bit more strategic.
Ordinary though. I don't think we've ever gotten ordinary.
Yeah, I think the first day of our original run, we almost filled the house, and we were like, "What's so hard about this?" So it was a lot of fun. Well, we could. Yeah, let's go look at that and see. So we're gonna go look at our history of the other. And here it is, save and quit. So okay, good. That gets us here. Profiles. Ah, yes. So this we can go look at it. Profile loaded. You have to start the game. Yeah, we can alt F4 out of it, but you have to start the game to be able to look at the history.
I was going to just
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but this is fun too.
that's what I was.
Okay, so no. We still have 2 days left on Blessing of the Gardener on this one, and Banner of the King. But okay, so if we look at the house history, day one we had 18 rooms that we didn't have.
certainly bigger than the one just split.
That's true. And then day two, we did crazy good. Day three, not so much. So I guess we had a bit more of a learning curve than I remember. Yeah. Yeah, because that would have been a way forward right there.
But I mean, like, if you make a note of day two, you're going to get the window there.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, we had the outer room on day two.
But we most certainly did not.
No. What I think would be really interesting for their, house history is if you were able to see the ending inventory maps in there. So we'll get out of that. Uh-oh. Oh, a 3D printer notice. So let's see here. We're over. Go like that. Hi guys. So let's see here. Yes, big face, big face. That's not what I want to look at. Let's see. Do that. And if I come in here. Sorry, I'm bringing something up. To take a look. To take a look. To take a look.
What's actually brilliant. I mean,
Okay, so
you know how to write
so this. Oh, that's a lot of crap. So this is what day one looked like. Oh my god. So this is what day one looked like.
inventory and
Yeah, let me do this. Wow, that's evil. Hold on.
it won't take much winter.
What?
No, we weren't taking screenshots in the new one.
No. So here's what our day one room, our house looked like, and what inventory items we ended up with. Yeah, and then day two is the trading house. And we did get the Gemstone Cavern and the Westgate in day 2.
I suppose we did. Right, yeah, that makes sense, because we figured we knew the number.
Yeah. And then on day 3,
We just didn't know what it did.
we didn't take any inventory shots until day 7 again, but we had gotten the apple orchard by then, so that's cool. And we hadn't quite figured out the whole. I'm guessing this is the day that we got the garage or something. No.
No, they,
No, day 2 we got the garage.
but we didn't. It doesn't look like we always drafted on outer rounds.
Yeah, I mean we did it later on in that day. It looks like right here.
Yeah, because there were a few days where you're like, I don't feel like going out. You guys can do it if you want to, but I
Yeah.
don't see the point in it.
And now we know.
Now we know.
Now we know. But yeah, we've done quite a few things here. All right, well, I need another screen so that I can come here and not have a hall of mirrors going on. Anyway, well, Kari, thank you for joining. Even though, you're held captive on the mirror or on the couch. Fun stuff. It was enjoyable. We'll do this again. I don't know if we're going to do it again tomorrow night. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll do another one.
We'll take another lap. It's not like we're doing really big questions.
Well, and it's not like we've got like a bunch of like viewers. They're all like, we want to see it, so. Alrighty. Well, we're going to end it. So thank you very much. And if you happen to pop onto this thing and see it after the fact, I hope you enjoyed it. Talk to everybody later. Bye.